Hey everybody, this is Adam from XHP. We're here at Hummer Off-Road Experience to deliver the Ripsaw. Did a whole bunch of upgrades to this vehicle. It's always been a super cool vehicle with some really neat engineering components on it. Obviously the suspension, the track system makes this a super capable vehicle, but it's always had some overheating and cooling issues. So most of the custom work we've done on this vehicle is really focused on engine performance, reliability. Cooling was a key factor. Here we've installed a compound turbo system with some help from pusher intakes. You can see it's got a VGT turbo in the valley and a large atmospheric turbo here. But the majority of our design and fabrication work was focused on the cooling system. If you've seen videos of this vehicle years ago, there used to be a pickup truck bed on it that was removed. We added this massive cooling system, including a new custom scoop and plenum to ensure that ambient air reaches the radiator versus engine bay heat. And we've converted the compound system to a water-to-air intercooler system. Previously, the vehicle had a lot of problems overheating in the South Florida climate. This vehicle was originally built to be playing around in the snow, so making it live in this incredible heat down here is a challenge when you're making this kind of power. With over 80 pounds of boost, this thing's capable of 1,200 horsepower or more. We added a whole bunch of extra cooling, so we've got these custom covers to protect the new cooling components, the heat exchanger or AC condenser here, a massive water-to-air heat exchanger on the top, which is actually from a big block Chevy pickup truck with dual spall fans on it. And then on this side over here, we've got the transmission cooler and also the hydraulic cooler that runs the drivetrain system. When you come around this side, you can see a little more detail of the compound turbo system. In the valley is that Calibrated Power Stealth 64, which is a custom turbo built for us by the guys at Calibrated Power, including what we call a hybrid turbine for extreme flow on the turbine side of the Valley Charger. And then a Bullseye S483 billet turbo for the atmospheric charger, which creates, as I said, up to 80 pounds of boost and exit temperatures of over 400 degrees at that boost pressure with our ambient inlet temperature, which is then fed through a massive water-to-air intercooler here. And as I said, cooled by that large heat exchanger on the back of the vehicle. So the real key was making sure that all of our heat exchangers were receiving ambient air temperature. Previously, the coolers were kind of in a stacked configuration like you might see in the front of a vehicle, but they were absorbing a lot of engine bay heat and not getting a lot of ambient air. So with this new system, each cooler is receiving ambient air, and all of the exhaust from all of those heat exchangers are used to help cool the drivetrain and the braking system. This vehicle has, I think it's a total of 10 or 12 Willwood brake calipers that are used for the clutching and braking of the drivetrain. Anyway, we're really looking forward to taking this thing out and doing a couple test runs with it. It has tons of power now with all this boost. The exhaust is super clean. You'll see very little smoke, and it has a lot more potential. One of the other biggest concerns that he had with this was the lack of AC. Again, in this hot environment, he had to have AC. So now it's nice and frosty in there with up to 4 passengers and making, 1,000+ horsepower, pretty much going anywhere you want to go. So look forward to seeing you guys checking out our channel. We're going to do a little video here of it running. I'm going to take my buddy Ryan for a ride from Shadow 6, see if we can shoot some dirt roosters with it. Have a good day, guys. drivetrain is how it uses the brakes and the clutches to steer versus, you know, a typical skid steer, the ability to revert the tracks. This truck or vehicle cannot make one track go forward and one track go backwards. It can only turn while it's moving in one direction, which is unlike a typical tank. Also puts a lot of stress on the drivetrain when you're trying to make big power and make sharp turns. Especially Justin's favorite thing to do, which is donuts. And everything looks perfect. No leaks, no nothing. Love it. How's that for a test run?